Back in the late 70s and the early 80s, there were a lot of rip-offs of Star Wars. As we all know, Star Wars was a massive hit, still is to this day, but back then it was kind of groundbreaking, kind of new. A lot of copycat films were made after this, and Krull is one of those.
On a distant planet, a great kingdom was ravaged by beings who came from the future.
Krull is a 1983 science fantasy swashbuckler film. It was directed by Peter Yates. It stars a host of unknown names really, but there are some notable names, including Liam Neeson and Robbie Coltrane, who have bit parts in it. So it was another film that was a box office bomb. The budget was 30 million and it only made back 16 million.
Now, the only survivors follow a doubtful seer and a throneless king.
The story is about a prince and a fellowship of companions who set out to rescue his bride, who was captured by these evil alien monsters that have come to attack the planet. That's basically the plot. That's all it is. There's not much more to the plot. I did enjoy in the middle of the film, there were some scenes involving quicksand, and the set design was actually quite nice to look at. It really bothers me sometimes when the filmmakers put so much time, energy and money into set design, but they actually forget about the characters, the story and the acting, which is the main thing really that drives a film. Unless you're interested in the story and the characters, I find I fall asleep very quickly. I was dozing off every 5 to 10 minutes with this film, but I persevered.
At the end of an impossible journey, they must fight an invincible enemy.
I think there are about 23 huge set pieces that were made for the film. You know, the cinematography is really nice to look at, but there's just a lot of drawn out sequences that go on for way too long. But apparently in order to defeat this evil monster, he has to climb this mountain and find this dagger in this burning hot lava.
Up there, in a cave on the highest peak. Without the glaive, you'll never be able to reach Lissa.
So he goes about doing that, which is basically all too easy. The lead character is just climbing a cliff face, and it just goes on for way too long. I just kept wondering when this scene was going to end, because it's like, I get the point. He's climbing a cliff face and he needs to get to the top. But, you know, that's the magic of editing. You can quickly cut, you know, but they just let it go for a long time. It was almost as if they needed the padding because there was no story. And this went on with a lot of the sequences in the film. It gets to the burning lava and sticks his hand right into it and pulls out this dagger that's just sitting there. That's what he's supposed to find apparently. And I don't know why anybody else hasn't gone and got that, if, you know, it's just everyone knew about it. The lead character, Ken Marshall, I really didn't like his character at all. He had no charisma and he was just boring. I didn't care for him one bit, whether he lived or died. It would not have made a difference. Same as the rest of the cast. They're all boring. The princess, I didn't care whether she lived or died or not. She was quite hollow. None of the world is explained. You know, you don't really know what planet you're on or what you're looking at. None of the bad guys are explained. There's just no background or backstory to anything. The special effects in the film were actually quite good for, you know, 40 years ago. The music by James Horner is quite nice. But apart from that, that's all that's really going for the film. At the end of the day, the story just let it down. It's just kind of a big meandering mess. And even the ending of the film, it wasn't really much of an issue to take down the evil monster. It just kind of seemed all a little bit too easy. There was no high stakes involved. I wasn't really invested in anything in the film. So on that, I'm going to give this film 2 out of 5 stars. Alright guys, leave a comment. Let us know if you've seen Krull. Let us know if you enjoyed it. I'd be pleasantly surprised if there were comments where people did enjoy this film, because, yeah, it wasn't for me. Leave a big thumbs up if you can and subscribe to the channel. That would really help. And until next time, I'll see you next time. This is James signing off from the Home Video Channel.